Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. Thank you for joining me once again. And guys, we are doing a beer a lot of you guys requested. This, my friends, is Trappistes Rochefort. This is their 10, which comes in 11.3% alcohol by volume, a quadruple, an absolutely gigantic quadruple, or Belgian strong ale, depending on what side of the ocean you're on. But this one is available year-round. They're one of the biggest Trappist breweries, one of the 7. This is probably their most famous beer, and you guys have requested it like crazy, so I think a lot of you see it out there. It is a bit pricey. It's about $4 or $5 a bottle. So, you know, maybe I can change some of your minds. Maybe you guys can finally commit to buying a bottle, because this is one of the greatest beers in the world. Bar none, just a perfect example of the style. So with that said, let me get into a glass so you know what it smells, tastes, and give you the verdict on the Trappistes Rochefort 10. Alright guys, so the appearance on the Rochefort 10, dark murky brown, it looks like muddy river water. There was a really nice kind of finger to a finger and a half worth of an off-white kind of eggshell head. Really nice tight white bubbles on this one as far as the head on the beer. These are bottle conditioned, so you're going to get that nice carbonation. Champagne-like carbonation coming off the bottom of the glass, meeting the beer between the head. Tons of alcohol legs on this one, 11.3%. You're definitely going to get that. And again, alcohol legs are basically just the clear coating on the glass where the alcohol touched. But again, it's not a pretty beer, but it is traditional to what a quad should look like. All right, guys, the nose on the Rochefort 10. Yeah, wow. The best way to describe it is champagne with rum-soaked raisins in it. You know, big bready notes in there, big dark fruits, your figs, your raisins, and there is definitely an alcohol presence in this one, and it does help to kind of mingle with those dark fruits and creates almost like a dessert type of flavor to it. Definitely getting a little bit of spiciness from the Belgian yeast in there. Big bready characters, big biscuit characters. It reminds me of like a rum-soaked raisin bread almost. It's just a hugely aromatic, epic smelling beer. Just a big beer. All right, guys, the taste on the Rochefort 10. Front of the tongue is almost an immediate sweetness. Big raisin flavors, almost overly ripe plums, figs, just rum-soaked figs and raisins really coming through on this one. That's the initial taste, almost an overwhelming taste. Middle of the tongue, you start to get a big kind of bready, biscuity kind of character that blends with the fruit, almost a dryness, like a white wine dryness. Tons of carbonation. This one really helps to move the palate, the taste throughout your palate. You do taste the alcohol in this one, but it's not phenolic. It's not too bad. Doesn't burn. You definitely taste in there, but again, it blends with that dark fruit so nicely, just to make, you know, absolutely fantastic tasting quadruple. Exactly what it should be. Big bready notes, big fruit in there, alcohol burn to it, nice carbonation, just perfect to the style. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Trappistes Rochefort 10, 11.3%, available year-round. Get it if you can. If you have any indecision about it whatsoever, if you've never had a Trappist beer, I highly recommend this one. I'm going to give it an A+ in my book. Just a perfect example of a Belgian quadruple, what it should be, a Belgian strong ale, whatever you want to call it. One of the 7 Trappist brewery, and in my opinion, one of the best quad. I actually think this is a little bit better than Westy 12, to be completely honest with you. It's easier to get, it's cheaper, you know, and it's actually a better drinking beer. It's 11.3%. You don't taste that big bready notes, big dark fruits. You know, if you ever want to taste what dark fruits taste like in a beer, boom, this is the one. Nice alcohol palate. It's a really good sipping beer. Nice carbonation in there. Just a perfect example of a traditional Belgian quadruple, and I can't stress that enough. Perfect example of the style. One of the beers that established the style. So with that said, guys, remember, life is too short. Drink amazing beers like the Trappistes Rochefort 10. Gets an A+ from me. Cheers.